Yo, what's good? So, I got a mono type match here that is actually part of the mono type tourney that a group called Pokemon Battling Club is hosting. It's actually a little bit different rules than the standard Smogon. It is a rotation, and items can only be, you know, you can only have like 2 of the same item on a team. So I had to adjust for some things, which by the time you guys are seeing this match, essentially it'll be after the tourney's over. But you know, I'm going ahead and pre-narrating it ahead of time just to get it up because that's what I like to do. I do stuff when I can. But yeah, so I should go over my set. So like Smeargle's, you know, typical Suicide Lead, only with Destiny Bond instead of a Stealth Rock or something else. Miltank is a bulky physical support. Togekiss is a bulky special defensive para-flinching set. Porygon 2 is a bulky overall toxic stalling. Snorlax is Curslax with Chesterberry instead of the leftovers, and of course, you know, Ditto is a freaking Ditto. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this match started. So he has some huge threats on his team in the forms of like Hippowdon, Nidoking, and Garchomp. Like these things could be threats if they you know, if Nidoking's like the Hone Claw set, could be annoying, or if say you know that Garchomp's a Sword Stance set, it could be annoying. If the Hippowdon's physical attacking, it could be annoying. But I Spore first turn, he protects, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and Spore Swampert on the switch. Maybe he thought I was gonna switch out, or maybe he thought I was gonna like switch up, something like that. And I'm just gonna get 3 layers of spikes. He's gonna go for Muddy Water, has a Water Gem, so obviously Smeargle is dead. Unfortunately, I think Smeargle probably would have been dead anyway at that point. But now I'm going to bring in Porygon 2 because, you know, 3 bulky Pokemon on the field is going to be highly annoying. He's running Protect on Swampert as well, though. So it looks like he might be running a little bit of a stallish Sand Team. Either that or he's just running Protect to ease predictions and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to Miltank and go for the Stealth Rocks as he goes for the Ice Beam on Porygon 2. I'm guessing, you know, maybe he doesn't carry the Earth Power or something. And it's really not doing that much damage, which is nice for me. I'm guessing he's possibly not a Sheer Force Nidoking. Which, okay, he might not be, he might be, you know, it's weird. I mean, I know my Miltank has thick fat, but it shouldn't be taking Ice Beam that nicely. So now I'm just going to kind of go for the Body Slam, hoping for some paralysis hacks so my Togekiss can get to flinching and attracting stuff. Because since he is a ground type, my Togekiss really can't Thunder Wave anything, which is rather unfortunate. And yeah, you saw in the team preview who was running Gligar. I'm not really sure on that one what that was. Maybe he just hadn't evolved his Gliscor yet, or something. Evolved into Gliscor or something. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, it's a good thing my Miltank is a physically bulky Miltank, because you know that did a lot. That Hammer Arm. If I wasn't physically bulky, I'd say that would be an Oko. So I'm just gonna Air Slash here, hoping for the flinch. And he takes a hit because, you know, Swampert is bulky. And he's going for the Hammer, and man, that did a fairly decent chunk on Togekiss, mostly because I have most of my defense invested in special defense. But I do have a little bit in defense, so that was a lot of damage, and I'm going to switch into Porygon 2 just to take whatever he wants to throw at me. He's going to throw another Ice Beam, and I'm just going to throw an Ice Beam right back in his face. Porygon 2 more or less kind of has an advantage over the ground type thanks to Ice Beam, except, you know, Garchomp could be kind of a problem. And he's run Fire Blast. Maybe he thought I'd switch into Miltank or something, but then again, I have thick fat, so I'm really not too worried. And right here, I decided for Recover in case he wanted to, like, go for Sword Stance or something, and I was afraid he might have the Yache Berry, so Ice Beam, of course, wouldn't KO if that was the case. So now I'm going to go for the Ice Beam, just finish off the Swampert, might as well. It doesn't look like that Swampert's running Stealth Rocks, which means it's probably an attacking set, which is interesting. Now he's going to run in Gligar and go for the Guillotine. I mean, like, this is not Smogon rules, so that doesn't really surprise me. But if he was at level 100, that could have potentially hit, and I would have been mad. So, oh well, glad it kind of didn't hit. Now he's going to run in Crocodile, and I'm like, you know, he could go for Superpower, which would do a lot to Porygon 2, but he's going to go for an Outrage. I figured, you know, he might try and go for a Superpower. So I went ahead and recovered up, as I knew I could live 1 from that range. But I knew I wasn't going to be living 2, and I'm not sure Ice Beam is a guaranteed KO on a Crocodile, especially since I'm not running any special attacking investment, although, you know, 3 layers of spikes and stealth rocks would help for a KO. But I decided to go ahead and Toxic and then recover, because I need to kind of save Ice Beams, because he has a Hippowdon for Protect, and I'm going to really need to hit that Garchomp with an Ice Beam if I can, because I don't want that Garchomp setting up if he is a Swords Dance set. So now it's going to get a little bit stally here, which, oh well, you know, I go for an Ice Beam. At that point, I figured, you know, Ice Beam probably should KO. And he went for a Rock Slide, maybe predicted my Togekiss switch in. Now he's going to go for Protect, which I'm guessing he's going to try and attempt to stall out my Ice Beams, so that his Garchomp more or less is pretty safe. So I thought he was going to go for the double Protect here, so I go ahead and go for the Milk Drink. He actually just goes straight for the attack, which is unfortunate. Oh well. Whatever, you know, Meltank can take hits like a beast because she is a physically bulky Pokemon. So now, I'm trying to Body Slam so I can get some paralysis so I can actually get my Togekiss to work. Obviously, I can't attract his Hippowdon because of the fact that, yeah, basically, it's a female Hippowdon and female Togekisses tend to not, you know, attract female Hippowdons. So, I think he crunched and got the defense. Oh, here's where he crunches and gets the defense drop, I believe. No. One of these times he crunches and gets the defense drop, we might have passed it already. But I'm like, oh, I can't really leave my Miltank to take hits at that point, because, you know, now that my defense would be down, he's going to be dishing out more damage. So, yeah, it gets a little stally, like I mentioned, you know, stall, it's a bulky team, so of course I'm going to have a little bit of stall. And I'm going to go for the Body Slam, hoping for that paralysis chance, because that's pretty much all I'm doing at this point. It's pretty straightforward at this point, okay? I'm just like trying to stall him out. And go ahead and see a safe switch in for Porygon 2, since Porygon 2 is at like 2/3 health. And there's the defense drop I was talking about. But overall, you know, basically, I need to try and do my best not to let the Garchomp set up or take out anything, because if it does, then I might be a little bit screwed. Because right now I have potentially my 3 bulkiest Pokemon next to Snorlax on the field, and Ditto's really just there to show what happens if people try and set up in my face. I'm gonna, you know, take you out if you do that, because that's not cool, bro. You don't just set up in my face. You set up in my face, and I take you out. But overall, this isn't looking good, so I managed to go ahead and get the Toxic off on the Hippowdon, so the battle's going to be going a little bit faster now that I can wear that Hippowdon down with Toxic, which is pretty much all that wears that Hippowdon down. I'm going to go for the Roost, predicting maybe his Rock Crunch, and I knew I could take a hit fairly decently, and yeah, I take that Crunch pretty nicely, even with it being a crit. Like I said, I'm a bulky Togekiss, so of course I'm going to take it nicely. I just took it more nicely than I thought it was going to. Not really sure why he's running Crunch on the Hippowdon. You know, I personally pick either Ice Fang or Fire Fang. But then again, why am I running pretty much all UU and below Pokemon in a mono-type tourney? I don't know, because they seem like the best normal types to choose. I mean, I could have chosen Blissey, but really, Blissey was the short end of the stick. So, yeah, got rid of Blissey. And overall, this is pretty much, yeah, this is my team for this mono tourney that has already passed by this time you guys have seen it. But yeah, you know, like stalling. If you haven't, you know, check out all my other videos, you can really kind of, you know, at this point, obviously it's my match, so you can go ahead and close if you want to, but you can stay till the end, because I'll have a surprise for you guys at the end, and that surprise is going to be something that I'm going to be announcing at the end. But yeah, like at this point, I kind of stalled him out, and I kind of win the battle, which works in my favor, because I love winning. I love winning. I love it. I love it. I love it. But yeah, that's the battle. Sorry it was a little bit stally, but you know, I'm running a stall mono normal type team. So, as for that announcement, like I mentioned, get me to 600 subs, and I'll show you guys how to make custom backgrounds for your videos. And what else is there? I think it's like 1,000 subs I do a DS Lite giveaway, but that might change, considering that it's getting to be a little bit later, you know, than I thought I would get 1,000 subs, so I might make it a DSi or something, I'm not sure. I'll decide at that point, but it is going to be some kind of giveaway, and it'll be nice, and you guys will love it. And also, you know, if we could hit 30 likes, that'd be fantastic. I'd love it. this isn't your standard battle, so I understand if we don't. But it is interesting. It's a different battle. It actually introduced me to rotation, which I might think about doing a little bit more of. But talk about that in another video. I'll see you guys later.